Hello everybody, and once again welcome to our class. But today we are going to talk a little bit about the models of deduction. So you are most welcome in the class of Professor Earnest. And before we begin to tackle the topic about models of deduction, I would just wish to remind you something little about the models, or what we call the model verbs. You remember that we have different types of models or model verbs that are used for different occasions. Just to mention that we have models that are used to show a strong obligation or a weak obligation. Also, we have models that are used for showing a possibility or an ability of something that you can be able to do. We also have models that are used to give an advice. We have models that are used to show a prohibition. Some of these models in general, we have models like must, have to, should, ought to, may, might, can, need not, etc. But then when it comes to our today's topic, that is about the models of deduction, it is very important, first of all, to understand, simply because we know what are the models, then it is very important to know, in this case, then what is a deduction in reference to the models. A deduction, we can simply say that this is a guess that is based on the facts of something that we know. So these are the guesses that are based generally on things that we already know. And in this case, we are going to see that we have 5 classes of the models that are used in the deduction form. And as you can see, we have the models like must, could, might, may, and can. Therefore, you are going to realize the different usages of these models, mostly in the present tense or maybe also in the past tense. And we are going to see which one can be used in the negative form and which ones can be used in the positive form. To begin with, let's try to see this model that is called must. We can typically note that this model about the must, in the positive sense of the positive usage of the must, we use it when we feel that surely something is very true. I'm completely sure that something that I'm talking about is true and I can have an evidence about that information. And as we can see in the present tense, we have its structure there. Okay? And then from this structure, we can see, or we can look at some of these examples here. Because as we can see here, we have the subject, and then we put the model, and then the verb of something, that is the verb not in the infinitive form, but in the base form. In the base form, that will mean that you take the verb the way it is, but without including to. Because if you say you put to for the verb, it becomes the infinitive. But we just need to use the verb in its base form, that is, without the use of the preposition to. Therefore, if this is the structure, then we have the usage in the deduction of the model must. We can look at this picture and we can say that she must be furious. So when we look at this guy and this person here, she must be furious. So therefore, the person knows exactly 100% that from the outlook of this person is completely true that the person is furious. So she must be furious. Then another example could be his parents must be rich. There is an evidence for that, because when I look at this type of car, the guy is he can be really an expensive car, not just anybody who can afford this car. But typically, the guy comes from a well-off family or a wealthy family. Therefore, I'm completely sure 100% that from what he has, there is a fact. And that's why it's something that is true. And then when it comes to the usage of the must in the positive way, of course, we can see its usage also not only in the past tense, but not in the present tense, but also in the past tense. And we, just like in the present tense, we use must for the past when we feel that 100% something is sure of what happened in the past. I am sure of what happened in the past, and that I have also the evidence of that. So typically, I'll see that also the structure is to have the subject plus must plus have plus the past participle, just as I always make fun by saying that here we need the PP. Therefore, when I want to make a sentence here, then I typically say that they must have had a big party. They, which is a subject, then must have, and then the use of participle. They must have had a big party. Where is the evidence for that? I can see all these types of bottles that are here, about the beer, the sodas, the water, and everything else. There is a clear evidence of what happened, in this one. And that's why I am able to show or to give an evidence of what happened there. Okay, then I have another evidence here that is about the usage of the must in relationship to the relationship. And in this case, what typically I'm going to say, what I'm going to do here, is to show that first of all I have this couple here, and I can see this lady here. She has a very good type of the marriage gown on the dress, and we say the couple must have gotten married. The couple must have gotten married. This is something that actually happened in the past tense, and that's why I'm also able to give an evidence of what happened to this couple. Okay, coming to the other types of models of deduction, we have may, might, and could. And in this one, the usage of may, might, could, right, as we know that in the general usage of the modal verbs of may, they show the possibilities. The possibility, high possibility, lower possibility, and the future possibility, of course. But if it's a possibility, then it means that we are not completely sure of what happened or what is going to happen. Sorry, that's why it's a possibility. But we can't have an evidence of what is going to happen. That's why we are going to use them in a different usages. In the present tense, as we can see, we are going to have the subject may, one of these models, of course, plus the verb in the base form. And in the present tense, we have examples like she may be lonely, because when I look at this person, I see what is happening from the partial expression. She may be lonely. It is just a probability, a possibility that she may be lonely, because by starting here, I don't know exactly what is happening to her. It may be or it may not be. I'm not certain. Then she might be lonely. She could be lonely. You can use all these types of models of deduction to express it. And as we are going to see, we can also use it in the negative sense. When it comes to may, might, or could, you can also use it not only in the positive but also in the negative. And that's why we have an example. We have an example like she may not, or she might not, or she could not, plus the base form of the verb. And then we say they might not be a couple. Just to guess, who are they? They might be friends, but the possibility is that they might be a couple, which means that I'm not certain. As we can see, we use also may or these types of models of deduction in the past when we feel unsure about what happened in the past. Therefore, not only to present something in the present tense, but as we saw in the user must, also you can use these models of deduction also in the past tense. And the structure is as follows. She may have plus the PP of the verb. She might have plus PPP. She could have plus PPP. And therefore, when I look at this example here, I say he could have been fired. Maybe, I'm not sure. Fired means that she was maybe stopped from the working where he was in the company, so he's no longer working in the company. So we say he could have been fired, but I'm not sure. We might have gotten into a fight with someone. He may have had a bad day. Who knows? It may be true or false. Okay. Then from there, we have the use of the can't, which is also a model of deduction. We use can't or cannot when we feel 100% sure that something is not true because we have strong evidence about the information. This is more or less as we saw in the usage of the must, that there must be a strong evidence on that. And that's why you can use the contraction or not. Subject plus the verb itself plus the base form. For instance, he can't be called. Why called? Because you can see that actually the guy is working very strongly despite the cold, the ice that is there, the snow that's there. The guy is working very hard. Okay, then from there we have another example. I'm shocked you can't be serious. I'm shocked you can't be serious. So in this case, actually, I have a strong evidence of that. We use can't or cannot in the past when we feel 100% sure that something is not true about the past situation. Therefore, this is in the case of the usage of the negative part of it. Maria can't have been sick yesterday. Why? I saw her playing tennis in the morning and soccer in the afternoon. So you have the evidence that maybe she's cheating from what she's giving information because you saw her. So you say that she cannot have been sick because you saw her, of course, playing. So guys, now we are going to have some moment of a short quiz whereby you are going to write models of deduction from the given pictures below. So you're going to use the models based on the must, based on the, in terms of the present and the past tense as well. So please look at the pictures and try to construct a sentence using these models of deduction, both in the present and in the past tense. But don't forget the rules that we have put, that in the must and the can't, you must be having the evidence of what is all about, what it's so. Okay? So look at the picture and now you try to make your sentences showing actually the correct usage of the model of the deduction. So, okay, take your time, look at the picture, and now construct your sentences, both in the present tense and the past tense, using the models of deduction that we have below. Okay, guys, then therefore, as we have just explained here, we have seen typically the different usages of the models of deduction, and I suppose that you have joined reasoning to this topic about the models of deduction, whereby in conclusion we see that the models of deduction, most probably they are used to express the different situation whereby you may have the evidence of what happened. Mostly in the usage of the must, you must be sure of what happened, either in the present tense or in the past tense. And then when it comes to the may, might, and could, they are just possibilities, which means that you are not completely sure of what is going to happen. Also, you can express it both in present and in the past tense. Okay? I hope, guys, that you have enjoyed our short explanation about our models of deduction, and hope that you can be able to use it well in your proximate situations. Thank you so much and have a nice time. Bye bye. See you in the next session.